All right, we're doing it. Filming the birth story of my third child, little Miss Selena. I don't want to make this long because I am drinking my chicken stock and I just want to have a rest, if I'm completely honest. But I thought, you know what? We had our photo shoot this morning, got a bit of makeup on, both the girls are down, Christian's at kindergarten, so it's like sweet spot. Don't know how long I've got. We'll just roll with it. The doors are open, so if she cries, I'm here. Am I zipped up? I'm zipped up. I was wondering if my breastfeeding jumper was open because, like, this is how on a whim we're doing this. Anyway, so let me have a sip. Oh, that is not nice. Yuck. The chicken stock I made, 10 out of 10. The beef stock I made, ugh. We're parking that. I'm not doing it. Okay, so Selena, she was born on Thursday, 2 weeks ago, and she was the quickest birth. I was not expecting a quick birth, I'll tell you that much, because I was in my head gearing up for some real mental grit. I'm going to need to really dig deep because even though she's my third, and yes, things seem to happen faster, don't expect that in case she's posterior or there's some kind of positioning issue that delays things. And then mentally you go in there thinking you're going to be quick when you're not. And that's where shit starts to get, it weighs heavy on you in birth, you know. And in all honesty, 3 times now, I can say it's your mindset and it's that expecting it to be longer than what it is that gets you through. Because if you can gaslight yourself and say, you know what, oh my gosh, this is like the easiest it's going to get. And the contractions are already a bit spicy and you're feeling a bit like, I got to breathe through this. If you say to yourself, this is the easiest it's going to get, all of a sudden it's just not that hard. And you can go on and on and on and on, convincing yourself this is the easiest it's going to get, you know? And even in parenthood, when shit hits the fan and the kids are screaming and I'm like, oh my God, this is the easiest it's going to get. 2 of them aren't even talking back yet. What am I going to do when all 3 of them are talking back? This is the easiest it's going to get, you know? So that's my motto. Anyway, so Thursday morning, what time is it? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I wake up and I'm like, I really need to go to the toilet. I think I need to do a poo. I'm like, this is weird. Bowels during the back end of pregnancy are weird, right? It's just weird. Anyway, you don't know whether you feel you need to wee, you need to poo, you feel like her head's in really deep and you're just like, do I need to do anything at all? I don't know. Is it just a positioning thing? I don't know. Well, I go to the toilet. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. But then on the toilet, I start shaking and I start feeling just really off and just really nauseous. And I'm like, this is so unlike it. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. This is so unlike me. Excuse my short of breathness. I've got some cold that I'm recovering from. Literally, as soon as I gave birth, Christian was sick and I was terrified that he'd get the baby sick. And then all of a sudden I experienced this shortness of breath and just this just mucusy and just I just felt really raspy in my throat, not sore in my tonsils, but raspy. And it was just weird. Anyway, so we're still recovering from that. So if I'm coughing and trying to finish my sentence, it's because we're still going through that. Breast milk? Who knows? Anyway. So, I go to the toilet and then I'm like, I'm going to lie down on the couch because I really don't feel well. And I don't know if something's happening. I don't know. But the adrenaline came in and it was like, oh my God, if tonight's the night. Now, context, we were praying tonight cannot be the night. Tonight cannot be the night. If you're getting the vibes, doll, do not make tonight the night. Every other night, we were like, make it tonight. But that night, Michael and I were like, it cannot be tonight. Mike had massive orders at the shop the next day that he had to fulfill. And he had the fridge that had broken. The fridge guy was coming in the morning. Could not be. Like, it, because it was going to happen overnight, chances are, when you're most relaxed and your oxytocin is like at its peak, in a sense, because you can really just be in your calm. And I start shaking on the couch, and I'm like trying to watch something, flicking through Netflix. Nothing's fucking hitting the spot. I'm like, this cannot be happening. I'm like sweating, shaking. I just feel really nauseous, and I'm terrified of vomiting. Like, I won't vomit. I will hold it in my mouth. I don't need to be sick. So I'm like, I'm going to vomit. What am I going to do? Everybody's sleeping. Oh my God. Like, I'm shaking. I'm probably shaking because I thought I was going to be sick and I didn't want to be sick, right? And then, but I could kind of feel like it wasn't cramps. It wasn't contractions. It was just something. Something was happening. Now, Michaela's birth, full water's broken. 1.5 hours later, contractions hit spicy. They full bore, spicy. I have to breathe through these contractions. Within like 10 minutes, we're like, no, we got to go to the hospital. Like, this is spicy. I don't want to birth in the car, okay? I don't want that. I need a bath. I need a bath where I can have that pain relief and it can be wonderful. Anyway, I'm 6 minutes in and I've gotten nowhere. Okay. Now, I'm like sitting there thinking, should I wake Michael? Should I not? I don't want to set him off, like alarm bells. If it's nothing, it's probably nothing. It can't be tonight. I'm put on Little Rascals. I find Little Rascals on Netflix. I'm like, oh, this nostalgic, movie from when we were little. It starts, I'm sitting there concentrating on the movie, trying not to concentrate on what's going on elsewhere. And I'm like, why are they bashing women? And they've got the Women Haters Club. And they're like, girls suck, boys rule. And I'm like getting pissed off at this movie. Like, this is so sexist. What the fuck were we watching as kids? We had no idea that this was even like remotely the storyline. I did not remember Little Rascals to be super sexist. So then I started getting angry and I'm like, this is not helping me calm down. So I changed it. I'm like, I don't even know what I put on after that because I was up and down to the toilet. I'm like, I still need to poo. What is going on here? I don't understand. I'm like shaking, nauseous. I'm like, I'm going to be sick. No, I'm not going to be sick. I'm going to be sick. Terrible. I'm like, no, I've got to wake Michael up. I've got to at least tell him that something could be happening so that if it does escalate, he can go and grab the last minute things that hadn't been packed in the bag and we can get our asses to hospital because if it's going to escalate, he needs to know about it. I wake him up. I'm like, babe, I think I'm in labor. I'm like, something's going on. He's like, really? He's like, okay. I'm up. I'm like, can you just get the stuff? Just get the stuff. He's like, yep, got it. Last time, God bless him, crickets. Didn't hear him. He just gathered all the things. Hey, babe, where's the food? Hey, babe, where's the this? Hey, babe. I'm like breathing through. At this point, contractions had I was like, I think we need to call the midwives. They weren't bad. I wasn't like breathing through it, concentrating, but I was just like, oh, this is really uncomfortable. Like, I needed to be on like all fours and I just was like rocking back and forth and I was like, there's definite waves of something. They weren't cramps, they weren't contractions. It was just kind of like, I don't know, I just want to say like movement, but it was consistent, like every 3 minutes. So I ring my first midwife from the hospital and I'm like, because I was in the MGP program and I'm like, hey, like something's happening. They're consistent. They're not painful yet and they're not lasting long. And she's like, okay, great. This is awesome. She's like, yes. Call me back when things escalate. I'm like, okay. Even if she's like, if it's in 3 hours, if it's in 10 minutes, just call me back. I'm like, okay. Within 10 minutes, I'm like, I really have to focus. Eye mask is on. Focus on my breathing. I'm like, shit, like this is this is, don't talk to me, Mike, sort it out. I need to really concentrate on breathing through this. And bang, before I know it, we've called my other midwife's like, let's go to the hospital and bunker down. Like, better we get there than you birth in the car. I'm like, please, thank you. She's like, if they're already consistent, I'm so confused. They're so consistent. Like, but I reckon sooner than 3 minutes. But they're so not spicy. Spicy in the sense of like, they're not the same as Michaela's. And obviously my waters had broken for Michaela's. So when they break your waters, whether they do it in hospital or whether your waters break, the intensity of the contractions are a completely different ballgame from the outset. After that period of the breaking of the waters, right? But my waters hadn't broken this time. So they just were not spicy. And they were lasting like, it felt like 30 seconds. So it didn't feel like I was like, feeling any kind of spiciness. Anyway, if I haven't communicated that clearly, I'm sorry. But I was sitting there, I'm just perplexed. I'm like, this has to be like a false start. I don't understand what's going on. Anyway, they're like, let's just go to the hospital, things might pick up and at least we get you there. And if they're already consistent, like you're going to be consistently contracting in the car. Like, let's just get you there. I'm like, okay, fine. I don't want to go to the hospital early. Like, I have this thing about being in the hospital. I don't want it to go there and then throw me off, I don't want to go there and then I stall and then it's a waste of everyone's time. Like, I just don't want that to be how it goes down. I want to go at the 11th hour, I get in the bath, birth the baby. Like, that's what I really want. But I kept feeling this consistent pressure in my bum. I'm like, I still need to poo. I'm so confused. I'm sitting on the toilet. Nothing's happening. I get up off the toilet because I'm just like up, down. I'm annoyed. Anyway, get in the car. I always sit reverse in the car. I cuddle the headrest. I cannot sit on my bottom. Babies are always just too low for me. It's not comfortable. I can't sit contracting. That's just not my vibe. As soon as we get to emergency, there's a wheelchair there. Same with Michaela. There's a wheelchair. I don't know whether Michael ran in and then got the wheelchair. I don't know. Anyway, I don't recall because I was just like headphones on, eye mask on, breathing through my contractions. Same deal with the wheelchair though. I'm holding it reverse. So I'm like facing the person pushing it. Okay. But I've got my eye mask on so I can't see who it is. Poor person. Anyway. And breathing through it, getting pushed through the elevators because I can feel we're going up, whatever. Get it put in the room. Cannula goes straight in. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, guys, I really need to poo. I'm like, what is going on? I need to poo. They're like, okay, go to the toilet and try. But I was in my own head. As soon as I got to the hospital, I was in my own head. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. What if it's nothing? And they're like, okay, then it's nothing. And I'm like, I'm scared. I'm scared to go to the toilet. I'm just pulling out all this bullshit, but I'm in my own head. I just could not get out of my head. This whole birth and labor, I was just like, I was in my head. I can't explain it any other way. And Christine, my midwife, was just like, it's okay. So what? It's nothing. Then I'm like, why are we here? Like, we shouldn't be here yet. And she's like, okay, we're here. Who cares? If we have to go home, we go home. I'm like, but I wanted to come at the last minute. Like, I don't think this is anything. They're not spicy enough. And she's like, okay. She's probably looking at me with my eye mask on being like, this girl's crazy. I did the same thing with Michaela where I was in full denial that I was anywhere near birthing a baby. It didn't feel like that. People talk about transition and how, you're going to tell everyone you can't do it and, you're going to be screaming for their epidural and nah, it's both these times have. My first child, I had an epidural. Michaela, my second child, did not have an epidural. I didn't even feel like I was even close to birthing her, okay? My body just took over, pushing her. It's like, the way I describe it is like pushing out of shit. It's involuntary. You start to breathe, and then all of a sudden your body bears down and out comes a poo. This is the same thing with the baby. It's the same thing. The fetal ejection reflex. You kind of just like, all of a sudden your body just like bears down and you're like, oh my God, like I'm pushing right now. And it's just like you're breathing down into your belly and out. And it's like, that's like what it is. You're not like bearing down. You're just breathing her down and out. It's just, I don't know. Where was I? Oh, I'm in my own head. Kirstine's like, just relax, mate. Stop thinking. Just stop thinking. Just listen to the music. Just relax. It's like, I'm like, but they're not spicy yet. What's going on? Like, I don't know if I've got 8 hours in me. Like, what if this takes 8 hours? She's like, and then it takes 8 hours. So what? And I'm like, I don't think I have 8 hours in me. Like, I'm tired. I haven't slept. She's like, yes, you do. Come on. I'm like, okay. So then I just like, shut up. So I'm like, everything that's coming out of my mouth right now is so unproductive. This is just so unproductive, right? Poor people have to listen to me. Michael, Kirstine, and Emily from Box Hill Hospital all have to listen to me talk just absolute nonsense, and just like, it's worthless, you know? I'm like, I think I need to go into the shower. Got the cannula put in. I'm like, I just feel like I want to get into some water. I'm like, okay, get into the bath. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting into the bath. I'm nowhere near. They're like, I think you need to get into the bath. I'm like, okay, let me go to the toilet. I need to wee. Let me go to the toilet and then we can talk about it. Go to the toilet, nothing happens. Christine's like, yeah, we're getting in the bath. And I'm like, okay, all right, fine. And I'm like, what if I stall? And she's like, and then you stall, so what? We'll get you out. I'm like, okay, the same thing. And yeah, if that happens, so what? Get in the bath. Within literally 5 minutes, my body starts pushing this baby out. Contractions were the same consistency. Nothing had changed the whole time. Did they pick up in spiciness? Not really, but they were lasting longer. That was the only difference. I'm just breathing through my contractions. I'm still completely lucid through all of like the contractions. I'm talking, I'm laughing, after the contractions. Talking, I'm laughing, I'm saying stupid shit still, whatever. And then all of a sudden my body starts bearing down and I'm like full on pushing her out. 4, 5 contractions, that was it. That's all it took. First contraction, she made progress down. Second contraction, we could see her in the water. They could see her hair. And Emily's like, wow, her hair is like in the water. She's got so much hair. I'm like, huh? No. Like, our babies don't have a lot of hair. This is weird. She's like, I can see it like swishing in the water. I'm like, huh? What the hell? It's so dark. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, cool. I'm excited. Let's see more. Third contraction, her head comes out. No, she comes out halfway. Fourth contraction, her head fully comes out. Fifth contraction, the rest of her body comes out and they pass her through the water to me. And I'm like, oh my God, it was you all along. And I'm just sitting in the bath for like, I don't even know, it felt like maybe 25, half an hour after. We're all just like laughing our heads off at how I just could not believe I'd even had the baby. It had been like just over 2 hours at this point. She was born at 3:41 in the morning. And contractions had really picked up around, I'd say 1:20 when I really rung my midwife back. And I was like, okay, yeah, I think we should go to the hospital. Like they're too consistent and they're not dying off kind of thing, you know? 5 pushes, that was it. It was wild. But it was so like, there's 2 things I want to say about it. The first thing is the gaslighting yourself thing really, really works for me. And I think it could work for the next person too. Because then you finish giving birth and you're just like, oh my God, I have so much more left in the tank. Like, I feel like I could do it again in 10 minutes. I'm not exhausted. I'm not like, oh my God, that was a lot. I don't know. Is that because of my mindset, or is that just because they weren't that difficult pushing and I don't know. She was 4 kilos, only 49 centimeters. She's our littlest. We call her the runt of the litter. She's so little. I was expecting like over 4.6. Christian was 4.4, Michaela was 4.6, and we're like, she has to be bigger than 4.6. We need to just keep that trajectory going up. I'd only put on 5 kilos during pregnancy. And when I got when they help your tummy and they're like pushing baby around at 36 weeks, my midwife was like, she's little. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? She's like, she's got so much room in there. I'm like, and that really messed with me because I was like, okay, if that's true, is this going to be a really easy birth? But you can't think of it like that, because is she just going to fly right out and I'm going to be fucking giving birth at Doncaster Shopping Town on just a whim? I'm like, then that terrified, I'm like, I can't go anywhere. Then I'm also like, is she just going to be a really easy birth? And I just like don't have to worry about getting my mindset in that place of like, you're going to have to really grit through this and, you know, don't expect it to be easy, and all the things that I was telling myself, you know, like you're going to have to channel your inner beast, like you're going to have to go into like warrior mode and just knuckle down and get the job done, you know. I was in like two minds. I'm like, shit, man, like maybe it's just going to be really easy and effortless. And but then I'm like, don't think like that, because then if it's not, on the flip side, then you're going to be doomed, because then what's going to happen is you're going to be struggling mentally during the labor and you're going to be checked out, and that's going to create a whole host of other issues. And the other thing was, well, I don't understand. We need over 4.6 kilos. Like, what do you mean she's little? How little? What are we talking? Like 2.5? What? I don't know. Well, she was small. She was 4 kilos and she was 49 centimeters. And I was just like, she's so little. Like, I can't believe how little she is. I can't believe how light she is. And that's not because I've got 2 other children. I legitimately, with Michaela and Christian, I was like, my arm is dying holding them. It's dead. It's numb. And with her, I'm like, I could literally pick her up with my pinky. It's so bizarre. Anyway, and yeah, so got out of the bath, back to the birth story. Laughed our heads off. It's all on video. Kirstine filmed all of it. We were pissing ourselves, having such a full-on chat about how I couldn't get out of my own head but by the end of it, during the pushing phase, I was like saying like, I can so do this. Like, this is nothing. The pain, I called it pain this time. Last time I called it, I don't know, pressure or whatever. But I'm like, the pain is it actually feels so good. Like, I don't like pain normally. Like, most people avoid feeling pain, right? But when I tell you, it's like this stretching that just feels like it's so manageable. And it's shocking because in labor, you want to lean into your contractions and the pain or pressure or whatever you want to call it, spiciness, you know? You want to lean into that. You want to let your body just relax and become floppy, and I don't know what I was going to say. You want to surrender to the pain or the pressure, you know, and just let your body relax, because a relaxed body is what's going to create a relaxed pelvic floor, which is going to, help the baby to be birthed and descend through the birth canal and be birthed. But when I tell you, like, I was saying, like, I love this feeling. It's like, it doesn't hurt. It just feels stretched, like a stretch. I didn't feel the ring of fire the same way this time. It was still like what's hard is when her head's coming out. You really have to listen to your midwife, because they're telling you to like stop pushing or just breathe or like don't push. And it's like, if you don't listen, you will tear. Now, both Michaela and Selena, I have not torn. And obviously Selena was 4 kilos. Michaela was 4.6 kilos. And their heads apparently are like on the 90th percentile, right? Or 99th percentile for Selena, so the last birth. But Michaela was, I think, on the 90th percentile or something. So it was very like, they've got big heads, you know? Now, ring of fire, didn't really feel that. But you've got to listen to your midwife, right? And that's the hardest part. It's like trying to control and not push when your body is like trying to push, And you do that by like breathing really quick breaths, like you're blowing out a candle, rather than like where you put more pressure down into your like uterus and your pelvic floor to get the baby out. And so I was like trying to really like, I don't want to tear. I don't need the additional shit that comes with that. I legitimately just want to have the same kind of recovery, which was, I felt like I'd literally ridden on a horse or I'd done a bicycle class for like an hour bicycle class, and then I could get on the horse the next day, get on the bike the next day, and it was fine. That's what I felt like with Michaela. And I wanted the same thing. I'm like, please don't tear. Please don't tear. So I'm like trying to listen and be like, okay, it's fine. and yeah, Em was like, good control, Jane. I'm like, okay, I'm doing the right things. That's great. Now, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, I really should have planned this out, but like, who has time to plan with 3 children? It was all in all a really, really, really fantastic birth. No interventions at the hospital. Obviously, but in the MGP program, that really, really helps because they do believe in physiological birth, and that is really important to me. You want your birth team to obviously hold the space and make sure that they are aware that, you know, you want A, B, C, D, E wishes, and and that you want another dream water birth whereby, you know, it's transformational. You just feel like the most boss woman you possibly can feel like. And then as soon as we'd given birth and we were laughing in the pool, Mike's like, we have to have a 4th after this. Like, it's addictive. It is addictive. That high is addictive. It's a high that no drug can provide you. Like, I mean, I've never taken drugs. Like, there can't be anything like that on the market. It feels so just like you did that, you know? But at the same breath, like, what do you mean I did that so quickly? Like, what do you mean she's here? What is going on? Like, that kind of feeling too. Shock, disbelief, but the high of like, wow, I did that, you know? So, yeah. We stayed in hospital overnight. And then we came home the next day. And I was dealing with all my births because I carry so big and so like basketball-like. Part of me, when I give birth, there's this hollowness that sits right at the top of my, like in between where my diaphragm is essentially. And the doctors just always want to make sure that there's nothing wrong, which I'm more than happy to stay in hospital. It felt like a holiday this time. Although Selena was so unsettled, I was crying my eyes out at 3 a.m. I'm like, because Mike had to go straight to the shop. I'd given birth at 3:40. We were laughing our heads off. By the time we got settled into bed, and obviously she had jumped on the breast, and I'd birthed the placenta pretty soon after. I think it was like half an hour after the birth. So I got out of the bath and pretty much straight away I birthed the placenta, which was really quite an experience. I've never birthed the placenta without the shot that manages that and helps it to come out quicker. And that was interesting. You really have to like bear down for that. It's bizarre. There's no other way to explain it. It's really bizarre. Bear down because you're still having like weird cramping. It doesn't hurt, but it's just like tightening. And you have to go with those tightenings to like bear down and push your placenta out. Anyway, placenta came out all intact, no worries. And then I got to lie on the bed and just relax. And Mike had to be at the shop at 8 o'clock in the morning. So he was literally like skin to skin with Michaela, laughing, talking, chilling with me, and the midwives and stuff. And then at 7:30 he had to leave and go straight to the shop and deal with the fridge guy and all these orders that he'd had that day. It was wild. I think it was like just under 100 pizzas or something pre-order. So it was like a massive day. Anyway, and then he came back at 9:30 at night. And my sister stayed with me the whole day, and that was so wonderful. And God bless her, she helped me so much because I felt like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stand up. that's the problem with this thing that happens after every birth. It's like I feel like it's completely hollow here, and it takes my breath away, and it feels really bizarre because everything just kind of drags down. It's just empty, and it's really odd going from being so big to literally being so little and just empty, you know? So yeah, Len stayed with me, and that was so wonderful. And then we pretty much just got on with coming home, and kids are sick, and just chaos, keeping the kids away from her, trying not to paz out. And then like just after the breathlessness issue had settled down, then the spasms came about, whereby my back, my hips, I was in tears. It was like worse than the contractions. It's like they just start, and you just like, there's nothing you can do. It felt like a cramp of all cramps. Like that's what it felt like in my hips. It would move location. First it started in the middle of my back, like my thoracic, almost like QL region, if anyone, for those who are aware, QL region would just seize up, and I'd be like, oh my God, like it's debilitating. Lived off Panadol and Nurofen for the first like 4 or 5 days because the spasms were just next level. Then it would gravitate to my lower back, but not in my sacrum area, in like my top of my glute. That would then come around into my hip flexor. Killer. That was the worst because you couldn't lay down in bed with your knees, like lay down on your side with your knees like that, because that would just tighten your hip flexor. You couldn't like lay flat with your legs like straight, because you could not stretch it. It just was terrible. Anyway, and so yeah, it was just like you just had to ride the waves, but I was unable to like do anything for these kids. They were fending for themselves. I had my mum, my grandma, my mother-in-law, anyone who could come help, my friends, my sister, because my other sister had sick children, so my twin was really my go-to person just to help out. Like, please come and help these kids, you know? Recording will be stopped. My sister's trying to ring me. Anyway, yeah, so after they settled, probably around like day 6, day 7, postpartum, the last 5 days, I've been sick. The raspiness, the weird breathlessness again, but not dragging down here. It's here. I feel like I can't get a full sentence out without like, my breath's being cut off, you know? And yeah, that's that. And it's just been business as usual ever since. 3 kids is a lot, but in such a wonderful way as well. Like, we haven't really experienced life with 3 yet, obviously, because I'm just feeding Selena all the time, and the kids are just already really just chill in a sense of like they're kids and they're crazy, but they were very accustomed to like being at home all the time and like minimal outings and, you know, laying low, because in the back end of my pregnancy I was just like, I'm not leaving with 2 children and being this massive. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go walk around the shops. I don't want to do anything but stretch on this mat, play on this play mat here with the kids, or sit on the couch, lie on my side and watch Bluey for the 30 millionth time. I don't want to do anything. And so the kids are very like cool with being at home. But yeah, little Selena girl's here, and she is so adorable. The bluest eyes, darkest brown, long brown hair. And yeah, now that hopefully the sickness, although Michaela today at the photo shoot was so sick, came down hard in the middle of the photo shoot with a runny nose and just so upset and miserable and irritable, poor darling. I'm sure she's the next cab on the rank, cab off the rank, but we just settle into life as a family of 5, and yeah, that's that. Any questions anyone has, feel free to ask me. In terms of like birth prep as well, I spoke about that in my first YouTube video with Michaela's birth story, but I kind of didn't really do to the same extent this time. I still did the Train for Birth program, and I still did my pelvic floor, the core and floor restore program. Although I didn't really get too far into that again this pregnancy. And I was really down on myself the whole pregnancy towards the back end of it. Thought I heard a baby crying. No, sounds like someone's tradies are doing some work outside. Yeah, I was so upset because I'm like, I'm going to have a hard birth because I haven't done the work. And my midwife's like, do you know how many women don't do any work and they are like so fine? And I'm like, yeah, but that's not going to be me. Okay? Because last time I did all the work and I had the best birth ever. And so my brain says that if I don't do the math, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. And because I haven't done the work this time, it's not going to be me. And she's like, okay, you need to stop being so hard on yourself. Classic Jamie. That's what happens. That's what happens when you just I feel like I can't relax. You know what I mean? And yeah, it turns out, well, it wasn't, I didn't do no work, obviously. I'd still done my stretching and focused on every part of the body, rib mobility, thoracic spine rotation, hip mobility, internal, external rotation exercise, pelvic floor relaxation exercises, lots of hamstring and calf stuff as well to really lengthen out my posterior chain. And I stopped training at the gym really like consistently after 32 weeks this time, whereas last time I stopped training after 36 weeks. Sorry, this time was 32 weeks. We copped influenza A, and after that I just felt like I couldn't get back on the horse. I was just exhausted from, it was 15 days worth of sickness for the kids, because one caught it, then got better, then the other caught it, and I was up all night with them. And then I just was exhausted, and I'm like, I can't go. I don't want to go to the gym. And then I was like, it's okay. Just do your stretching and start to relax and get ready for birth and, you know. And yeah, I did my workout. The morning that I went into labor. I went to the gym. I did deep squats. I did 3 exercises and I was cooked. I was just like, okay, I'm nauseous. I need to go home. Not that I was ever nauseous during pregnancy, but it was almost like I just started feeling off at the end of that 3rd exercise. And I'm like, okay, I'm calling it. I don't need to do any more. I'm not fucking gaining muscle. Come on, you know? So I'd done deep squats. I had done single leg lunges. No, sorry, RDLs. And I had done back rows. Yeah. Single arm back rows. And I felt on top of the world once I left the gym. I'm like, that was incredible. That's exactly what I needed. And those deep squats felt so good. Obviously, I've been deep squatting my whole pregnancy, and I'd also been stretching, like you stay in that deep squat position, pushing your knees out with your elbows for like 3 minutes every day as part of the Train for Birth program. Pardon me. But yeah, I don't want to say you don't have to do the work. The work is really important to open up all of those joints and help your body to really be stretched and relaxed and all those things. But this time I definitely did not do the same amount of work that I did with Michaela, and it worked out. So yeah, I don't know if I've covered everything. Hopefully it's good enough. Any questions, let me know. If you want to know who my midwives are, let me know. Having a private midwife there is hands down one of the most important things, I think. If you want a physiological birth, you need to have midwives who support that and who will be your mouthpiece if shit hits the fan, or if things are being suggested to you that in hospital that you're not wanting, and your midwife can be your mouthpiece. But yeah, okay, go on. Bye.